against whatever you feel is not going right. Maybe at your workplace, maybe in a country, you can demonstrate. But also, how do you do it?
Yes.
And that's where, as security agencies, we always come in. It is true that we have been curtailing all those planned demonstrations. In fact, our deployments are still on. We are in agreement that yes, maybe some things are not going right in our country, but how do we express our dissatisfaction? How do we demonstrate? There has been an online mobilization of masses, especially the youth, to take part in the demonstrations.
Yes.
I think it was like an awakening campaign, trying to invite or call upon all those who feel that things are not going in the right direction to join in a matched parliament.
Yes.
Right now, the Parliament of Uganda has over 500 legislators, and from time to time there has been that complaint that the House is not enough for them. So now you have a crusade of demonstrators heading to Parliament, which cannot accommodate 500. But they also want to go to Parliament. What do you expect there? So, as the security agencies, we thought it wise that yes, whereas it is true, demonstrators have a right to demonstrate, but also it is important to plan together.
Yes.
You always see when we have many public gatherings,
Yes.
we always put into consideration the suitability of the venue to accommodate the numbers. Right now, this room, the atmosphere can accommodate maybe 20 people. Now, you have a situation where maybe more than that want to occupy this venue. What happens? There is always going to be that stampede, there is suffocation,
Yes.
and we may end up losing lives. At the end of the day, there shall be an accountability, especially on those who are mandated to protect life and property. You know that is our main duty: protect life and property of
Yes.
Ugandans. So if we fail to guide the demonstrators and they gather at Parliament and they are big in numbers, there is that suffocation and people lose lives, we shall have lost, one as security agencies, but also as a country. Why? Because we are supposed to foresee the eventualities that whereas they are positives, the positive is to show dissatisfaction. How about the negatives?
Yes.
So if we weigh and we see the negatives outmatch the positives, we hold it on.
Okay.
I know as an adult, you already think about some things, then there is also that, but how about if it goes this way? And you end up changing maybe what you were planning. So our dear viewers, I want us to understand that we are not failing the anti-corruption crusade. but the means unto which it want to be arrived at, we are not in agreement with it. Because we are looking at those uncertainties
Yes.
that are likely to occur should things go as planned.
But Superintendent, we saw that the number of people were actually not that many. So I feel like they wouldn't have done much. The numbers are very few.
What do you mean that the
And
numbers are few?
They could not cause any form of trouble.
Do you know the means which were used to mobilize?
Social media.
Social media. Now, can you project or can you determine how many people are watching us?
Okay.
So now, if I am here and I say, dear viewers, please join me, how many people do we expect?
Quite a number.
It is true you could have seen a handful, a few, from various points. But this is an activity or an event. One, no one knows the exact number of demonstrators that were called upon.
Yes.
Two, there is no time that maybe we are expecting us to be from this time to this time. So people can start gathering from 6, maybe to 6 the following morning. How many people would you have gathered?
A number.
So, the few numbers you saw maybe could have been the message we have been sending out.
Yes.
On top of the message of His Excellency the President, because he called upon Ugandans not to join
Yes.
such a crusade. One, because he was also not sure who are the organizers and what is their motive. You know, the most important is the motive.
Yeah.
Somebody can show you this, but they have another hidden agenda. So that's why a few days towards that Tuesday planned demonstration day,
Yes.
Uganda police invited that you who are organizing the anti-corruption march to Parliament, can you please come forward and we plan together? Where are you going to? Which routes are you going to use? How many are you so that we can plan for you?
Okay.
The few who came, they said that we also don't know how many we are. Now, if you are organizing a function and you don't know how many people you are going to host, what happens? You will be embarrassed. You will not have facilities. You know, the more the numbers, the more the facilities required. You must plan these people if they are there. For how long are they going to be there? Is it a one-day activity? Is it a weekday activity? What will happen?
Okay.
So it will begin with Parliament. The Parliament is full. The yard is full. Then the roads are full. Because you don't know.
Yes.
You are not part of the organization. So to me, we think it is important that we always plan together. Because Uganda is for us all. Whichever affects you as a Ugandan,
Yes.
affects me as a security agent. Because I'm also Ugandan. At the end of the day, this uniform, I have a time frame for it. I will hang it over, I will hand it over, I will remain Ugandan.
Okay.
So we all want a better Uganda,
Yes.
but we must plan together.
Okay.
That is the baseline.
So, Superintendent, when you say you want to plan together, are there specific requirements that people need, or should I say Ugandans need, before they carry out demonstrations? What do they have to do?
If you have been following every big activity that is happening
Yes.
in the country, we always plan with the organizers. How many people are you expecting?
Okay.
How should we deploy? Which routes are you going to use? Because if we have 1,000 people wanting to march to Parliament or any other place,
Yes.
it means they will cause an inconvenience to other road users.
Yes.
So we must demarcate access routes for the general public and the demonstrators.
Okay.
In an event that you don't do so, even the few scenes you have seen, a handful, you have seen how traffic is always polarized, and it causes an inconvenience.
Yes.
You imagine you have planned to come to your workstation. By the time, I don't know which routes you take.
Yes.
By the time, for example, maybe you are coming maybe from Jinja side. As you reach Punjani,
Yes.
that is a former electoral commission, you find already people have already cut off the road. They are on foot to Parliament. They want to first up to Eso corner maybe. That delay that will be caused, maybe it can also it can prompt your bosses to think maybe you are unserious, you didn't plan for your route.
Yeah.
So it is important that we must know how many. It is a very key question. Some time back, we experienced a very bad scenario. I think it was at Freedom Stay. There was a show. The numbers were bigger than the venue could accommodate.
Yes.
So there was a stampede, and people lost lives. And Ugandans came out to blame the police. Why could we accept such? Whereas there are those voices which are saying it is let's go, let's go. When things don't come out well, there will be other voices saying that police, where were you? You know, wherever we have such questions of security, where were you? One, it discredits us that maybe we are not in charge.
Yes.
You know, now you are in charge of this show. So it is upon you to determine how it should run or it should. So we cannot accept when Ugandans have entrusted us with authority.
Yes.
To guide on how the country should run. That's why we see we have this flag. It is not for my family. It is for the whole Ugandans.
Yes.
So even if a single life is lost because of miscommunication, poor planning, Ugandans will blame us.
Yes.
You know, they will say police, but every policeman, whether they knew or they didn't know, whether they were that day they didn't work, it's still they will carry the same burden. That's why we are telling those in charge or those mobilizing for such demonstrations that please, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's plan together. Because in Parliament, you deliver a document. You can write a document highlighting what you are not satisfied with. Then you hand it over
Okay.
to the Parliament authorities. Maybe you can hand it over to the Speaker or his deputy or the clerk of Parliament to be discussed about.
Yes.
So now, I don't know a document can be delivered by how many people. Some of the Ugandans were saying that, but we have been having a representation right from the grassroots.
Yes.
At every level, we can submit. It keeps on changing from levels to levels.
Exactly.
And even this crusade, the parliamentarians, our representatives, they have taken it upon themselves to ensure that it is discussed on the floor of parliament. So I think let's give them time. Maybe once they have failed, then we can say that no, maybe it is beyond them.
Okay.
But we cannot gather Ugandans. Even when it is a football match, there is a limit.
That's true.
A venue must accommodate a certain number of people. We cannot have a full street joining parliament that we are going to show their dissatisfaction. We will lose out as Ugandans.
Okay.
We will lose life, property, because once you mobilize at a certain point, even the bad will also join you.
Okay.
So we want to plan together. That is the bottom line. The moment we plan together as Ugandans, the security and the crusaders of the anti-corruption campaign, I know we shall deliver whatever we have planned to parliament. But this uncoordinated mobilization,
Yes.
it may not go on well with us.
Okay, so we have seen quite a number of arrests that have happened, and some people are attributing to the fact that maybe the police is supporting the corrupt government leaders. What do you have to say about that?
We are not arresting Ugandans not because they are talking about corruption. That should be, our dear viewers should know that. We are arresting the demonstrators who are inconveniencing other Ugandans because whatever they are doing is uncoordinated. Now, you say you're going to parliament, you're marching to parliament. Whom have you planned with to receive you at parliament? Can I just come here when I don't have an invitation?
You cannot.
So we are not supporting the corrupt, but we are against unplanned demonstrations which may hinder other Ugandans, maybe in the way they are doing their work, loss of lives, damage to property. That's why we are curtailing demonstrations.
Okay. Okay, well, there you heard it. The police are just doing their job. They are not supporting the corrupt leaders like most of the people are saying. Well, now we are going to go for our short commercial break, but stay tuned.
Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
Family TV, enriching lives. Voice of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives. Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
Welcome back from the short commercial break. You are still watching Issues at Hand, and we are discussing insights into the ongoing anti-corruption demonstrations, and I'm here with Superintendent Asimwe giving us more information.
Assistant Superintendent.
Assistant Superintendent Asimwe. So, Assistant Superintendent Asimwe.
Yes.
What
You
is
can
the
shorten
fate?
it and
ASP. What is the fate of those who have been arrested?
Their fate lies in the hands of the prosecution, that is the state, and the courts. Once a person is arrested, they are taken to court. It is the responsibility of the state to adduce evidence to pin the person taken to court, or whom we call the accused,
Yes.
that indeed they committed an offense or they did break the law. Once the evidence is satisfactory and the magistrate is convinced, or the judge, this person, court, gives punishments or sentences. Once the state fails
Yes.
to prove that the accused persons did break the law, then courts acquit the accused person. They become free again. But in the meantime, there is also a right to bail.
Okay.
Bail is a temporary relief from prison.
Yes.
Whereas you have a case to answer in the courts of law, but you can still have some of your rights, like coming from home,
Yes.
to appear in court. So I think as of yesterday I saw some of them had been bailed out. I think those who will be lucky, they will be bailed out. Those who are unlucky, there is always also luck.
That's true.
Once the court is satisfied that what you have, the sureties you have brought, you can still reappear once you are called upon.
Okay.
Then you can answer coming from home. So at the end of the day, it will be evidence
Yes.
to sustain such charges. Once the charges are sustainable according to the evidence produced, then the courts will give punishments. Once the state fails,
Okay.
then these persons will be acquitted. They will be, they did not break any law. It was their right assembly.
Okay. So we are still seeing deployment,
Yes.
heavy deployment around the city. But then again, the demonstrations ended on Tuesday. So why do we still have such heavy deployment in the city? Causing even road blocks around. There's some routes closed.
Yesterday there were some demonstrators who were arrested. So deployment has always been there, with or without demonstrators. If you are following what is happening in the country, if you are following what is happening in the world all over,
Yes.
I think there is a spirit of instability. I think there are people who don't want stable nations or stable countries. So there is always going to be something to destabilize. So one, we do not only deploy, for the demonstrators, but for the general well-being of Ugandans.
Okay.
We don't want to be caught unaware or by surprise. Enemies of the state are always many. Those we know and those we don't know.
Yes.
So our deployment is always in line with the known enemies of the state and the unknown enemies. At the end of it all, Ugandans will always ask, where was security? How could they accept this to happen?
Yes.
So we always strive to ensure that that question is always answered.
Okay.
And we can only answer that by visibility. You know, when we were young, even when somebody was weaker than you,
Yes.
but they want to engage you in a fight, they can remain there in a corner that you touch me. You see. So even when somebody is small, the moment they say touch me. So an enemy who sees you when you are prepared, however strong they are, they won't engage you.
So are you saying you are ready for anything?
Yes, we are ready for anything.
Okay.
But the demonstrators, because we don't know, it was not only for 23rd. 23rd, I think, was like a starting day. But even as of yesterday, some people were arrested trying to march to Parliament. I think when I was watching over the news, I saw media trying to portray that security had relaxed. So they expected us to always be alert. So this security is for all of us. It is for me. And I think when you move out and you see some good deployment, you also feel safer. Does security cause any fear in you? When you see deployments and you say maybe
No.
you are frightened, why have... So the security is for the well-being of Ugandans' lives and their property.
Okay. So are you anticipating that there might be, because you said we need to keep the security there just in case. So are you anticipating that maybe, you also mentioned that Tuesday was just like the start.
Those who were planning, I told you they didn't have the limit. One, on how many will be part of the demonstration. But also, they didn't give a time frame that maybe our demonstration is only for 23rd.
Yeah.
Even as of now, they are still mobilizing with their supporters. You know, they have those who support them, whom we call opportunists. The opportunists are still fueling them. They are still inciting them.
Yes.
Because the main day, the 23rd, failed, so they feel it should not stop until it succeeds. It's not over until it's over. Even when the 23rd did not go on well as planned, they still have hopes that they can succeed, which may not be true, or it may not come to pass.
Okay.
So we cannot underestimate them, though we don't overestimate them.
So what do you have as a mandate of as Uganda Police? What mandate do you have?
Ours is to keep law and order, protect life and property.
Okay.
That when you are coming from your place of residence, are you secure to reach your place of work?
Okay.
Yes. When you go back, are you secure? Yes. You could not have left any guard. When you are returning back, or when you return back, will you find your property has not been taken? Yes. That is our mandate. So ours is to keep law and order. In fact, now what we are doing, we are keeping law and order. That when you plan that it will take me 30 minutes from my place of my place of residence to place of work,
Yes.
you are not inconvenienced on the road. Why? There is order.
Okay.
You plan to go home, there is order. You are going to the market, there is order. You want to go where you want to go, there is order. And there can only be order when there is law. You know, it is law that restores order. Where there is disorder, then the law comes in. Now for us, we are the law enforcement arm of the government.
Yes.
You are obstructing others, we take you on. You want to take what does not belong to you? In fact, people should know that if you want to know that the government is fighting corruption, you find a day and you go to the anti-corruption court. You see how many people are being aligned
Yes.
before courts of law. Visit the records of the prisons, Uganda prisons. They tell you how many they have in their confinements who have been prosecuted and the punishments given because of corruption. So I don't think that the government is doing much. It is not doing much. We are in fact, it is the police which arrests, prosecutes such security agencies. It is our mandate to take upon whoever breaks the law to courts of law and use sufficient evidence against such persons
Yes.
so that they are punished.
Okay.
So we are all in agreement that what is not going on right, we have means, we have avenues on how they can be addressed.
Okay.
Yes. So that's why we are here. Tomorrow you can be part of us.
What is happening tomorrow?
No, I mean when I say tomorrow, tomorrow you
Okay,
can
that's
as well
future.
join the security agencies.
Oh, okay.
You still qualify.
Okay. So, what do you have to tell the people? Because we do not know whether these demonstrations might happen again. What do you have to tell the public regarding the demonstrations that are happening?
The public, I cannot say that there will not be any demonstrations. Demonstrations have always been there,
Yeah.
and they will always be. However, how are they conducted? I think that is the most important. Yes, we have a right to demonstrate, but how do we demonstrate?
Okay.
Even here, you as staff, you may feel you are not handled the way you are supposed to be handled, maybe the working environment. How do you show your dissatisfaction?
Yes.
So I think you cannot come now, you close the door of the I don't know, the CEO, the MD here. Maybe you lock the production team. People are tuned in, they are not seeing anything.
That's
because you are demonstrating. We feel that we have positive, non-violent means, agreeable means, which we can use as Ugandans to portray our dissatisfaction with how business is done, maybe either in parliament or by any institution of government. But even in your home, you may find maybe your workers are not comfortable with the way you are handling them. They have a right to show. But if they lock you outside, or maybe you are within your room, and you hear they are knocking that we have come for you.
Yes.
Tell us why it has taken us so long without paying us. So, if we sit together, now I am telling the demonstrators and their sponsors, we can sit together as concerned citizens or Ugandans, as stakeholders, because we are stakeholders.
Yes.
This country has stakeholders. This television has stakeholders.
Exactly.
We sit together, we plan together, we see how our message can be packaged, conveyed to the end users without infringing on the rights of others. The most dangerous part of it is you trying to express your rights and freedoms while you are infringing on my rights and freedoms. I think that is disastrous. I want, as you enjoy your rights and freedoms, I should also be in position to enjoy my rights and freedoms. So there must not be any form of collision.
Yes.
So that's why we are there to make sure that nobody is affected as the other is exercising their rights and freedoms, to maybe to assembly or to demonstration. We are saying no, this is not how we are supposed to run the country.
Okay.
In fact, the other day, His Excellency the President was saying that no, if these people are serious with what they are saying,
yes,
we can secure for them a bigger venue, maybe Kororo ceremonial grounds. They gather there. I think Kororo is bigger than Parliament. So, since they are many in numbers, but even Kororo has a limit.
Yes.
You cannot have the whole of Kampala fit in Kororo. So, please go back to the drawing board, change the strategy. Know that the strategy which is going to, it will be accepted by you all. Let's know the leaders, let's know the numbers, let's see how we can coordinate and deliver our message without infringing on the rights of others. I think that is the basic.
Okay. Thank you so much, ASP Asimwe. Well, you have heard it from the man himself, ASP Asimwe. You have been urged to change strategy, work hand in hand with the police. Don't just go out there demonstrating in the wrong ways possible. Work hand in hand with the police so that you can ensure that peaceful demonstrations are happening without any collision with the government. And so that is what we had for you today here at Issues at Hand. And I am Hope Nyongereza, and we wish you a blessed weekend ahead.
Issues at Hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.